No backing out. You're in, man.
So you moved from the world of animation where you can pretty precisely control things to the world of live action.
Of chaos.
Yeah, what's that transition been like for you?
You know, some things are harder and some things are easier. I think it's a wash overall in terms of making film is hard no matter how you do it, whether you're doing big films or small films or animated or live action. But there are a lot of things that, you know, storytelling is storytelling. But I enjoyed it.
Had you been looking to do live action?
Yes, yeah, for a long time, yeah.
And you did not...
Not instead of animation, but just in addition to.
Some directors making the transition might start out with maybe a small indie film.
Yeah.
Not you.
I probably should have. Yeah, it's kind of like saying that, you know, hey, I'd like to go swimming. I'd like to try swimming, and then finding yourself in the middle of the Atlantic, you know. So, yeah, it was a big pill to swallow.
Tom Cruise is famous for wanting to do all his stunts, which makes for a cool bit of trivia, but isn't it nerve-wracking as a director?
Absolutely. I think every director that's made these kind of movies with him, you know, will admit to, you know, the moment in the middle of the night where your eyes snap open, which I had, and like, you know, what am I doing? You know, but he loves stunts. He also is a firm believer that you can see it on the screen, that when the actor's really there, and he's ready to do that. I think he really enjoys it too.
Yeah.
You know,
Adrenaline
likes the
junkie.
adrenaline. Yeah.
From the clips I saw yesterday, it seems that you're pursuing a bit more of a playful or humorous tone with this one. Is that an accurate assessment?
I would say so. Yeah. Yeah. I can't help it, man. I can't help it. No, that's one of my favorite movies is Raiders of the Lost Ark, and there was a wonderful balance between adventure and suspense and action and humor in that. And I think that I definitely wanted to try to get some of that into this.
A big set piece you have in this film is atop the Burj Khalifa.
Right.
How high were you guys up there when you shot that?
I couldn't tell you a number of feet because we moved around a bit, just as, you know, the character Tom plays in the movie, Ethan Hunt, moved around a bit on the building, so we did physically too. I could say the building is almost double the height of the Empire State Building. And so where we were filming, which was not all the way at the top, was still higher than the Empire State Building. I mean, it's unbelievable. You can't even really comprehend how high this thing is.
It is really disorienting seeing that in IMAX.
Yeah, pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, I'd wondered why you'd chosen to release it early in IMAX, and once I saw that, I thought, that's why.
There's a method to his madness.
Was that, were you the catalyst behind that?
Yeah, I pushed Paramount to shoot it that way, and luckily they went along with us. But I'm a fan of showmanship, you know, and when you think about films like Lawrence of Arabia, I mean, they were shot in 70 millimeter and then shown on really large screens. I think the biggest screens we have around today are IMAX screens, and the film itself is huge, the negative. And so it's sharp, unbelievably sharp and clear. And when you have an image that's that big and it's also that sharp and that clear, it really makes for a stunning experience, I think.
There have been 3 different Mission Impossible movies, obviously, with 3 different directors.
Yes.
Was there any in particular you looked to as sort of a touchstone to guide your...
Well, one of the things that attracted me to the franchise was the fact that Tom had always wanted each film in the Mission canon to have the personality of their directors. And so they're very different from one another, even though they're all Mission Impossible. The question was...
Well, I was just wondering, I guess that you answered the question. I was wondering if you looked at any as sort of a guide.
Yeah, well, I suppose my favorite set piece is the Black Vault sequence in the first film that Brian De Palma did, where Tom has to silently go into that very sensitive chamber. But my favorite movie is the last one that J.J. Abrams did, because it got more into the personality and the feeling of the character. And I thought that was my favorite overall Mission Impossible.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Appreciate